Today's lesson is on pattern cards. First we ask the child, in Montessori whenever anybody has to work, first the child needs to get the mat. So the child gets the mat, opens the mat. This is the workspace within which the child has to work. Now the child goes and gets these are the pattern cards. Okay, the child has to go and get these pattern cards. Now what I'm trying to say is, there is nothing like right or wrong in these pattern cards. If a child wants to just explore these pattern cards, just allow him or her to explore the pattern cards. If you want the child, you can say the child, why don't you create some simple patterns for us to see? Or if the child wants to just create and you can just watch. So he keeps a green, keeps a red, keeps a black. Then he keeps one more green and a red and a black. So he wants to continue doing this. So he keeps one more green and a red and a black. So when you see this is one of the patterns. The child can call you and say, see how have I done. So if he's done this and you find this is right, then it's very good. Suppose if the child has done it this way, then you need to ask the child to see whether this is a pattern. So you can start with simple patterns like two-colored patterns. You can just do a two-colored pattern and ask the child to complete the rest of the pattern. So the child has to say, okay, now you have a green, you have a yellow, you have a green and you have a yellow. What do you think the next would be? Okay, he will say green. Then you say, okay, after this what would it be? He would say it's in yellow. That means he's understood this. Then you can give him in the two colors itself a little more complex patterns. For example, you can say like this and then give him, and like this and give him, and ask him to complete the rest. So he's going to say, okay, you have a green, you have two yellows and you have a green, you have two yellows and you have a green. So which color do you think which comes next? He will say yellow. That means he's understood these patterns. Similarly, you can engage the child with more and more complicated patterns. So we in this are giving you 5 colors, which is black, which is red, green, yellow, blue. So these are the 5 colors, and using this you can ask the child to create patterns. First he needs to identify a pattern, then he needs to complete the pattern, and then he can create a pattern. If this is done, then he is very comfortable with patterns. So as and when the child wants, you can give him challenging stuff in this pattern cards. After the class, the child needs to put these pattern cards back into the rack. The child is expected to roll the mat neatly and then put it back into the rack. Thank you.